table.
All right.
Lessons from the table. Go to John 13. And when you have it, say amen.
Amen. Amen.
Now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come, that he should depart out of the world and be unto his Father, having to leave his loved ones, which were in the world, he loved them until the end. Second verse. And the supper being ended, the devil having come, put in the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given everything into his hands, and that he was to come from the Father, and went to the Father, he raised up from the supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself. Fifth verse, which I want you to see. And that he poured water unto the basin, and began to wash the feet of all of the disciples. And he wiped them with a table wherein he had girded. Some of y'all missing it, you said amen. Second verse. And the supper, second verse, and the supper being ended, the devil, having now come, put in the heart of Judas to betray Jesus. Fifth verse. And he poured water into the basin, and had begun to wash all of the disciples' feet.
Wow.
Y'all missed it again. Let's go back to 2. And having at the supper ended, the devil having put into the heart of Judas Iscariot to betray Jesus. Fifth verse. And he poured water into the basin and washed the feet of all of the disciples. About 3 people cut on now. Watch this now. Let's go back up again. I got to do from the end into the beginning for you to catch it, because I didn't get enough amens. Watch the third verse now. Jesus, knowing that his Father had given him all things into his hand, and that come from the Father, and he went. And yet in the 5th verse, after knowing all of this, he still washed all of the disciples' feet.
Amen.
Tell your neighbor. Just because you know your enemies, don't negate from your assignment. Y'all ain't hear me. Some of y'all would have never washed Judas' feet once you realized he was your enemy. But Jesus showed us lessons from the table about how we gotta operate in life. There is a book called The Intelligence of Jesus. And there are lessons that Jesus shows us that we're not operating in, but we're calling ourselves Christians.
Wow.
Now, this part right here blew my mind, because if I knew that you was against me, I would have avoided washing your feet. Because washing your feet means that I'm surrendering or submitting to you. In other words, I'm serving you even though you're talking about me. I'm serving you even though you lied on me. I'm serving you even though you're trying to bring down my character. And that ain't me. I wish I had some real church folk in the house today. I'm all right as long as I know you ain't talking about me. Because if you talking about me, now there's an issue. Because I ain't forgot what it was like to be in the world. But here Jesus saying, you know what? Even though I know what he's got to do to me, it still does not negate who I am in God. I wish I had somebody to stay on Facebook and get on your knees. Even though I know you're lying on me, that's no reason for me to deteriorate from what God has called me to do. In other words, Jesus showing us who I am in God is more important than who you are against me. I'm going to preach till your hair fall off, you put it back on, and you tag me the most. Can I help somebody? Interpersonal skills are more important than intellect. Interpersonal skills is how I relate to other folk. I wish I had somebody help me here. You can go to college and you can get all kind of degrees, but if you don't know how to react to folk, you still don't get nowhere. In other words, the old people, you say it like this, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. Many of us are missing our blessings because we mistreating the who's in our life. We think we can be blessed by mistreating folk, and you don't know who your blessing, whose hand is in. That's right. of Matters from the Heart, Dr. Willard says that in order to be successful, you can't just use your heart, but you also got to use your head. Can I help somebody here today? Too many of us are operating our lives according to how we feel and not according to common sense. We get mad in our heart and we want to show out. But when God's trying to take you, He don't need you to show out. He needs you to use your head and not your heart. And many of us are being destroyed because we're using our hearts and not our heads.
Help us, Pastor.
Thank you. That's a witness. I can teach you. Write this down. Number one, you have to be careful not to allow good thinking to go against strong faith. Your good thinking cannot be in battle with your faith. In other words, your good thinking and your faith has to be aligned. In other words, watch this. If I'm serving God and I believe that God's going to do something excellent in my life, I got to get my thinking to match my faith.
Come on.
Some of you say God's going to do some good things, but you act in a way that goes against what God is saying. When you get mad, that's not the time for you to get revenge. That's the time for you to be in God. I wish I had somebody tell me that. Too many times we thinking about how we can get one up on the person that hurt us, but they say, if I just be still, God will fight all my battles. The battle is not yours, it's
That's it.
Can I help somebody get your mind right? See, until you understand the concept of faith, you're going against the word calling yourself saved.
Wow.
The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood. But don't we always wrestle
You right.
against flesh and blood?
Yeah.
And while we fight each other, the enemy is winning.
That's right. That's right.
What's this? Number one.
Right.
Number one in my book. You have to be careful not to allow your heart to make decisions your head should be making. Watch this. I gotta help somebody here. Somebody say I gotta be helped. In other words, because it happened against you, you're reacting in your emotions, but not using your common sense. If we took a step back from reality, some stuff we put on Facebook makes us look dumber than the people we are mad at.
Preach it.
I don't have my 5 people on this side. I gotta convince some of y'all that I'm right on this. In other words, we are quick to cry about some things we ought to be praising God for. You've been praying to God for certain things to remove out of your life. When God starts moving them, you start crying over them. You've been saying, God, I need peace. He starts removing against the people that's bringing water in your life, and you start getting upset. In other words, stop being led by your heart all the time and start thinking with your head, is it really good for me? Do I really got more time to waste?
Help us, Pastor.
Oh, Lord. Turn me up a little bit. Turn me up a little bit. Number 2. Don't get so caught up and entangled in your emotions that you don't consider the weight of your decisions.
Wow, wow, wow.
Watch this, y'all. Our greatest emotions, joys, and pain come from relationship.
Yeah.
Help us, Pastor.
I ain't just talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm talking about best friends, cousins, aunties, uncles, husband, wives, fiancés. Our greatest emotional fits, joys, and accomplishments comes from relationships. And you've got to understand this in your life, because there are times we can make our relationship our breaking point.
Come on.
In other words, I'm excited when my relationship is exciting,
Come on.
but I'm also damaged when my relationship is damaged.
That's the truth. That's the
Help us,
truth.
Can I
Pastor.
have somebody here? Listen now. Some of our pains can easily be avoided when it comes to people by using our head and not our heart.
Yeah.
I gotta help somebody. Many of us wouldn't go through what we go through for people if we stop giving people our heart.
Help us, Pastor.
If we didn't stop putting more trust in people than the fact that Jesus got to save everybody, you wouldn't be crushed when your Superman was really not a Superman. But too many times we lead with our emotions, and that messes us up.
Yeah.
That's what we want to go back. I ain't been saved always. Yeah, I fight. I cut somebody out. Why? Because my emotions have more power than my head.
Come on.
Lord have
But if I use my head, I would have scratched up the car. If I use my head, based on what was in your heart.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You could have willed yourself to pass if it was in your heart. You could have shouted yourself to pass if it was in your heart. You had to have something in your head to put down on that paper. Then why don't we do the same thing when it comes to life? Listen, Jesus never promised you every day nobody was going to talk about you. Why are you using your heart to pass a test you need to be passing in your head?
That's good.
You know why you're crying so much? Because it's in your heart. And not what you know in your head.
My Lord.
If you knew in your head, I'm more than a conqueror, then you say, heart, be quiet. This is a part of my test. Stop trying to make me emotional. This is a part of my process. Listen, I got to get through this thing in order to go where I'm going. You ain't going to kill yourself. Why? Because I'm in control.
Come on, Jesus.